Lockdown is a very good time to start reading. If you've never read any books, I think it's a perfect time for you to start reading. So today I'm going to be talking about 10 books which out of which you can probably choose, mix and match. You can choose whether you want to read something like this or not. Let's start. So the first book I would like to recommend to all of you is a book about a boy who is stuck in a hostel which he doesn't want to be in, and he wants to get out of that hostel somehow or the other. So he runs away from the hostel, and the first thing he does is he goes to find a prostitute so he can lose his virginity. This is one of the funniest, most heartwarming and amazing books ever written. It's called Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Um, I don't care if you're 12 and I don't care if you're 22 or 42. This book is meant for you. All men should read this book at any age. The second book I would like to recommend everyone is a book by a sportsman. It's called Open, and it's written by Andre Agassi. Now, Open, where do I even begin with Open? It's probably going to be the best book I have recommended in this entire list. I don't think there is any better book than this. In this book, Andre Agassi discusses his struggles to become a good tennis player, his warped relationship with his father. His father kept pushing him towards tennis, and he kept hating tennis. He hated tennis, and yet he did it. He played tennis. So the agony which he goes through to become Andre Agassi, that's amazing. His relationship with his wife, it's completely his first wife. It's Brooke Shields. Everything is mentioned. Also, his how he met Steffi Graf. That's brilliant. So must read Andre Agassi's Open. Can't find a better book. Now, the third book I'm going to recommend is a book for young readers. It's called Looking for Alaska, and it's written by John Green. Looking for Alaska is a book about a boy who goes to a new school away from his house, and how he tries to adjust with that. How he tries to adjust and how badly he does, how well he does. And this is again one of those books which kill you, man. It's that damn good and that damn funny. Life changing. The fourth book I would like to recommend is a book called which one do I recommend, man? I'm kind of confused. Okay, it's a book which again, it's a non-fiction book. It's probably gonna change your life in some way or the other, and this is called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I have gifted this book to over 10 people, and none of them read it because people are weird and strange, and some people don't value being gifted something, I guess. I can't complain too much. I want to, but I should not. It's not a complaint video about people and how much they suck. But Awaken the Giant Within is an excellent, excellent book. I think it's number 4. Yeah. So number 4 is Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. It's not an easy read. It'll probably take you many days to finish it. But if you read this, I once called it the fairy godmother of all self-help books. So yeah, must read this. Number 5 is a book which is written by an Indian author, Chetan Bhagat. It is called The Girl in Room 105. Yeah, this book is a mystery about a murder. And he surprised me, man, at how well he wrote this book. It's fantastic book. You can probably finish this in a day if you really want to. You may have heard of this author named Ernest Hemingway. I want to recommend a book by Ernest Hemingway called Old Man and the Sea. This is a one-day story, and you can finish it in 3 or 4 hours. It's a very small book, but the writing is so effective because the way Ernest Hemingway writes, it's it's so good it makes you cry. And he writes as if there's nothing. There's this quietness about his writing which I I can't put it into words. There's just this style which Ernest Hemingway has. He has, you can say he has the best writer's voice. So when you read his book, I hope you feel that, you know. So that's number 5, Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Number 6, I'm going to recommend a book about Ernest Hemingway's life. It's called, what is it called, man? The Paris Wife? Yeah, The Paris Wife. I'm forgetting the author's name. The Paris Wife is a book about Ernest Hemingway and how he became Ernest Hemingway, the struggles he went through. Ernest Hemingway got married quite a few times in his life, but his first wife wrote this book about him. So, for example, in this book, there's a page which is dedicated to what happens. Ernest Hemingway once asks his wife to come to, I think, Holland or Paris, I don't know. And his wife is traveling with an entire bag full of everything he has ever written, maybe 20, 30 books, which he has written, half books, whatever, all his journals. And she's traveling on that train to him, and she ends up losing that bag full of his 20 unpublished books or whatever. And he's destroyed, he is broken because she loses that bag, and they never find it. And guess what he does, guys? He starts again. And then, after losing all of those books which he wrote, he starts again from scratch. This is just one amazing story from that amazing book called The Paris Wife. I want you to read this. If you don't read any of the books on this list, I want you to read The Paris Wife and The Old Man and the Sea, I gotta be honest. So that was number 6 and 7. Now number 8 is a book written by a dog about his life and about his master. So the entire book is written by a dog, and he's talking to you as if he's a human being, and the entire agony he goes through. It's a fantastic one. I have given it to many people, and many people have read it, and they have come back to me and they have asked for more books. This book is called The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. That's number 8. You should definitely read. Now number 9 is a book. Number 9, I want to recommend a book called City of Thieves by David Benioff. If you don't know who David Benioff is, then well, he's one of the screenplay writers of Game of Thrones. So he's also written a book called City of Thieves. Basically what David Benioff probably does is he reads Game of Thrones books and he makes that into a screenplay. That's what he does in real life. We all know Game of Thrones is not there anymore. It's ended. But forget about Game of Thrones. City of Thieves is a fantastic book which you must read. That's number 9. And number 10, I'm going to recommend a book about... number 10 is going to be a special one. Wait a second. Number 10 is something very dear to my heart. It's called Bonfire of the Vanities by Tom Wolfe. This is a hilarious book, and it's been maybe 10 years since I read it, but still I remember these remnants of the book, and I think about them every now and then. It's a book about a man who's doing something wrong, probably having an affair, and it's set in New York. It's hilarious. Many people have said to me that in fact, one of my friends, one of my friends really reads. He said, dude, you need to read this book, Amar, because he writes like you. And I mean, of course, that's being vain, because I'm not even a writer. I mean, I do write some text and all that in this book sometimes, but this is the only one book I have of my journal of my life, whatever I feel. I do write it with hand. And of course, I've written a few short stories which aren't even complete. But if I could write, I would love to write like Tom Wolfe. He's God. You understand? And I think writing is a very complex art, because you have to understand the human condition to a certain degree and be able to add humor to it. So I find his style quite refreshing. Bonfire of the Vanities is a book I recommend to all of you. Now, I am leaving links for Audible in the description. I'm also leaving links to buy these books. If you buy them, well and good, man. And if you are going to buy them, I suggest you click on the link and buy. Yeah, all of the books are mentioned in the links. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Let me know if you like this video. If you hated it, do let me know. Yes, this is not a whiskey or beer video, but books are amazing, man. Books are better than drinking, for sure. Reading is better than drinking, for sure. All right, guys, I'll see you when I do. Bye.